Greetings, citizens of Nerdtropolis. Sean Tajipour, the mayor of Nerdtropolis, and with me now is the director of Bandit, starring Josh Duhamel. Please welcome Allan Ungar.
Great to meet you, Allan. I really love this film. Actually, I've already been telling friends and family about it, but I really enjoyed it. It was a fun 2 hours and change film. Couldn't keep my eyes off the screen, so I really enjoyed it. Congratulations.
Awesome. Oh, thanks, man. That's awesome.
First, I have to ask, what's it like to have Mel Gibson on your set? You know, I'm sure you picked his brain a little bit too while you're at it, but how was it like?
You know, it's funny. The initial thought, it was just pure intimidation. I mean, okay, so I'm here. I'm a 32-year-old kid. I'm gonna tell Mel Gibson where to stand and what to say, and he's one of the greatest filmmakers of our generation. So how's that gonna go? And then, you know, we hit it off. We sort of shared anecdotes. I listened to him tell old Hollywood stories, and I think I kind of just had to turn the switch in my brain where it's like, okay, you're the director now. Don't even show him that you're nervous. Just do what you do. And it was great. He was patient. He was courteous. He was humble. He never overstepped. And he really enjoyed his time on the film, and he enjoyed the film itself, which was awesome.
Josh Duhamel seemed like to be the perfect choice for this character. I was thinking about it after it was over. I was like, I don't know who else could have played that role. So when you were
You're
casting,
the fourth person to say that today. That's so funny.
Yeah. So when you're casting Gilbert, like, what did you see in Josh that was like, this is the guy? There's no one else that can do it.
Yeah, you know, Josh has this charisma and this charm that's just unmatched. And I always have been a fan of his, but I always felt that it would be so exciting to see him in a role that really pushed the limit on his range and his depth as an actor. And I knew he had it in him. And he just brought this humanity to the character that really, you know, it enables the audience to have this relatability factor. You know what I mean? Like he's doing bad things, obviously. And, you know, we're not here to glamorize or condone bank robberies, but you're rooting for him every step of the way, and you want him to get away with it. And that's kind of the goal as the filmmaker, is I want you to be sitting and going like, yes, yes, yes. And someone like Josh having the ability to come in and understand the sort of tonal balances with levity and heart and sort of the thrilling aspects, just he absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, he's full of charisma and confidence, which is great to see. I remember watching Las Vegas when he was on there and just being like enamored by it.
Show, man.
Yeah, and they need to bring it back in some way. And so he did great in that. And when he was going through all the disguises, I was getting all these like Fletch vibes from him. I don't know, it was just how confident he was going through all these different disguises and stuff like that. And being so friendly with people and getting his way through and getting what he wanted. So yeah, he's doing bad stuff, but he's also being like nice about it at the same time and polite.
Super Canadian, right?
Yeah, super Canadian. So super polite to do that. How did this project fall into your lap?
So my agent sent me the script because there was another agent at this agency who repped the writer, Craig Wenman. And Craig grew up in Ottawa in the 80s. His dad was in Parliament, and he had heard these sort of like urban legends about this bank robber. And then when Craig became a successful Hollywood writer, he tracked down the publisher. Publisher led him to the author. And then, of course, in Gilbert fashion, the author and Gilbert were still in touch. So Craig found his way to the real deal, and he charmed his way into getting the life rights, the book rights. He wrote the whole thing on spec, which essentially means he wasn't hired to do it. He didn't get paid for it. It was just a passion project. And then when I sort of got this from my agent, they were like, oh, you're a Canadian director. This guy's a Canadian writer. You guys should know one another. And I read it like that, fell in love with the characters, fell in love with the story. The publisher sent me the book. And so I read the book on vacation, and I was like, oh my God, I got to make this movie. Like the truth is stranger than fiction elements just demand it. And I don't know how the story hasn't been told yet. So that's 5 years ago now. I've been jazzed to do it.
Yeah, I've never heard that story before. And so I was actually shocked. I was like, that's a pretty big job he was pulling over there. I'm surprised, like, it's not very
Canada, man. We never got the exposure that the States gets, right?
No, that's what it is. And you have another great actor that I love as Nestor. I love him in the morning show and everything else he's done. And there was a few jokes about his famous eyes, right? Whose idea was that, with those little funny jokes and stuff like that? That was pretty cool.
We talked about it together because, so you can't see, but like my eyelashes are like crazy long, and Nestor has his beautiful eyes. And so the wardrobe and the makeup girls always kind of made fun of us in jest, right? Like just sort of talking about our eyes. And then I said to Nestor, it'd be really fun for your fans if we kind of had like a self-referential joke or two and brought it back later. And so that was just sort of something we kind of came up with together, and we thought it would be fun.
No, definitely fans of his are definitely going to love it. I did. I was like, that was great that they acknowledged that. And speaking of his character in the movie, this is towards the end. I was curious, when he's playing the video game, what game is that? Because I think I remember playing whatever that was on that screen.
1942.
Okay, yeah. I remember playing.
I called my friends at Capcom and asked them to donate the licensing. So we got the real arcade machine. My production designer tracked down the real arcade machine, and we had the sort of the thumbs up and the go ahead from Capcom.
I was like, I knew there was a reason that game's in there. I know you're a fellow big time gamer. The Uncharted film that you made was mind blowing. I mean, I love that. That still stays in my head and stuff like that. How was that filming that Uncharted passion project? Because that game is doesn't get enough of its attention still. I think it needs more love still.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. If it could even get more love, I mean, it's still so ubiquitous, but it just never feels like enough. I think that's a testament to how great it is. No, that movie's the gift that keeps on giving for me, honestly. It was such a joy and a privilege to make that. And, because I financed it myself and I kind of controlled everything, it ran the way I wanted it to run. And it had been an idea that I had for years. I was like, oh, it'd be so cool if like Adi Shankar or Kevin Tantron or any of these guys who've been doing these really cool bootlegs would go ahead and do it with Uncharted. But not only that, how great would it be if someone could make a video game adaptation with the actual guy or girl that the fans want to see, who just embodies that character. And I didn't think anything would come of it, to be honest. But my dear friend and one of my producing partners knew Nathan, and so he put us in touch, and then we shook on it, and then Comic-Con changed my life that year.
Yeah, no, that was amazing. And I know you're a big fan of that genre. And since just that passion project, your films have been so amazing. I'm so excited. You're only 32. I'm 33. Your career is just really kind of getting started. I feel like we're young.
So I hope it's just getting started.
You're young. Yeah, of course. And so I'm super excited about your next projects and what you're going to do next, because you keep elevating, I think, the quality of stuff you've been putting out. It's all fun and entertaining, especially your Netflix film that you put out, Gridlocked, that you premiered at Fantastic Fest, correct? Is that?
Yeah.
So I'm actually going there in a couple of days. You got any tidbits about Fantastic Fest? I'm actually going there for my first time.
Fantastic Fest was awesome. What an experience that was. I don't know if they're still doing some of the stuff they did when I was there, but they have this really great thing called the Fantastic Debates, which is where you get two people to debate a topic and then they box it out in a boxing ring. I thought that was really cool. That was a great experience. And, I'd never been to the Alamo Draft House, but obviously I knew its legend, and I'd seen a lot of the really awesome advertisements that they had created for social media. So I can't say enough good stuff about that festival. I'm sure you're going to have a blast.
No, for sure. I'm in Houston, so hopefully you enjoyed your stay in Texas and you come back soon over here.
I loved Austin, man. It was, I did my first chicken shit bingo was in Texas. I was like, what the hell is this? Top Golf for the first time. I have a lot of great memories from being there for those like 5-6 days.
Excellent. Hopefully not too long since you come back and visit. So what's your next project you're working on after this, after you take a break, a little breather?
I have a couple things. I'm pretty superstitious, but I have a couple things I'm excited about. One that's very much in the fun tone that Bandit is, and another one that's a little bit more serious. But I just got back from Vegas. I just produced the new Nicolas Cage, Joel Kinnaman film, Sympathy for the Devil. So that's really fresh. So I think once Bandit comes out this week and I kind of take a couple of days off and relax, I'll be jumping into the edit bay with the director on that and sort of seeing that through, and hopefully we'll be ready for South by or something next year. But that's a fun one. That's a really exciting one that I'm looking forward to.
You got a lot of exciting things planned. One last thing, other than Uncharted, give me another favorite video game of yours.
Max Payne. Don't even hesitate. Max Payne.
That's crazy. That's one of my favorites. I don't know why.
I think that I'd love to do an adaptation with like John Barenthal or Frank Grillo or something. That'd be awesome.
No, that'll be awesome. No, that's a really cool tidbit. My citizens of Nerdtropolis will like that answer for sure.
Yeah, I hope so. Tell them to lobby for it.
Yeah, and we're definitely gonna lobby everyone go watch Bandit in theaters this weekend and on demand as well.
Yeah. I'm hoping that people like it as much as some of the kind folks I've been talking to today.
No, it's awesome. Great cast, obviously great director, great story. So I really appreciate your time. I'm looking forward to the next project, man.
Oh, thank you so much, man. It was a pleasure.
Once again, this is Sean Taj, the mayor of Nerdtropolis, and stay tuned for more movie news, reviews, interviews, and trailers.